guys, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to teach you a very flavorful vegetarian meal that's ready in 30 minutes, maybe even less. It's called Arakas in Greek, which is basically like a green pea stew with, I use potatoes in it also, that is cooked in a very nice light tomato sauce. Delicious, so flavorful. I can eat it as a main course, but you can totally eat it as a main course or serve it as a side with fish or chicken or beef or anything like that. Very delicious, very easy to make. As you can see, just a tiny bit of ingredients and everything comes together in no time. In my frying pan here, I have an onion. It's like a medium-sized onion that I've chopped up in small pieces. And then I have 2 whole garlic cloves. I've realized that most of the time when I'm cooking with garlic and I'm making a sauce like this, you really don't even have to chop up the garlic cloves. Just put them in there whole and cook them slowly over like medium heat with the onions, and they get a beautiful roasted sweet flavor. And one less thing to do, chop up garlic. So it's win-win. So as these cook, these just need to get soft and a little bit lightly golden. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop up my potatoes, which I should go over also. We need 2 potatoes. I'm using russet potatoes, which is basically like a white starchy potato. Any potato will do. I have some dried dill. You can use fresh dill if you have it growing in your garden. I have a pound of frozen green peas, some olive oil, a can of crushed tomatoes, a little bit of mint, salt, black pepper, and crushed pepper flakes. That's all you need, nothing else. While that's happening over here, I'm just going to chop up my potato. And since the peas are small, you want to make sure that the potatoes are also cut nice and small into little bite-sized pieces. So you're looking for a small dice about this size. So once the onions and the garlic is nice and golden, just like this, takes about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to put my potatoes in. I'll sprinkle in a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, of course some crushed red pepper flakes for heat. Leave them out if you don't like things spicy. And then a can of crushed tomatoes. I'll also add a little bit of water to this. So I'm just going to cover this and let it come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to like a medium temperature, and the potatoes will cook for another 10 minutes or so, maybe 10-15 minutes, until they're almost cooked through, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a few minutes. So it's been about 12 minutes since these potatoes are cooking. They should be ready. In between, you want to go in there and just give them a nice stir so they don't stick to the bottom. And what you're looking for is for the potatoes to be pretty much cooked through. So the fork should go in easily. If it needs a little bit more time, that's fine, because the peas are going to go in right now. Peas cook pretty quickly, so we're basically just putting them in here, and as soon as they defrost and warm through, want to do that in a high setting, they're going to be ready. I'll put a little bit of salt, a nice big heaping spoon of dill. I'm going to cover this up, let it heat through for a few more minutes. Then in the meantime, I'll also chop up this mint so it could be ready to go in. As soon as it's done, I'm just going to taste the seasoning, and then that's it. In the meantime, I'll also toast some bread, and I'll show you what it looks like as soon as it's all done. And just like that, it's ready. All I'm going to do now is take my mint and put it in my stew. Let me taste and see if it needs a little more salt or seasoning. That's delicious. That's perfect for me. Now, sometimes canned tomatoes tend to be a little bit acidic, so I've never had a problem with needing to add sugar to my stew at all, to my sauce, because the sweetness really comes from the garlic and the onions. But if yours are a little extra acidic, you can go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit, like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. But this is perfect just the way it is. The best thing about this meal is that as it sits, it gets better and better. This tastes better the next day or a few hours later. It's going to thicken up. The potatoes are going to absorb more of the sauce, and it's going to thicken up, and it's going to be so delicious. So I'm going to put some in my bowl right here. Now you could serve this with a nice big chunk of feta cheese. if you have some, or you can keep it completely vegan like this and serve it with a nice piece of whole wheat, whole grain, really good quality toasted bread. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top. That right there is perfect. I'm gonna take a dip and like taste this. It looks so good. The dill with the peas and the sauce really makes this dish what it is, so try not to leave it out. If you have fresh dill, that's even better. If you're doing fresh dill, go ahead and add it in at the very end. That'll be perfect. This recipe, I'll put the link in the description box down below. As always, you'll find it on www.dimitrasdishes.com with all the exact measurements. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What would you like to learn how to make next? Thumbs up this video, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks everyone, bye.